Hey guys, are you thinking of moving from Aweber over to GetResponse? Obviously, if you know Aweber and GetResponse and you're searching, you know what autoresponders are. They're wonderful. They're lifesavers if you have any kind of business and you collect emails. But I'll tell you what, moving from it was a little bit of a daunting thing for me to consider moving from Aweber over to GetResponse. Why that was is I had lots of contacts in Aweber. I had lots of different email lists in Aweber. And, I looked at the process and some of it is automated, some of it is manual. Well, part of the manual process, I'm going to give you a secret a little bit further into the video. Part of the manual process took me almost 4 hours of wasting time. And I'm going to show you how you can avoid that by doing about 30 seconds for every email that you transfer over. But first of all, let's just talk about why GetResponse versus Aweber. I've been an Aweber customer for 3 years. I generally like it. In my case, I have a service that I use that basically you need to use GetResponse for them. So first of all, that made me get a GetResponse account with this particular organization anyway. So the fact I had one and the fact I had the other made me think maybe I should think of changing because I could save myself, my $30 Aweber bill, $29 with the size of my list, was about $29 every month. But secondly, once I started getting used to GetResponse, I started realizing, man, this thing is much more powerful and it's much more affordable. So that's essentially why I decided to do it. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of fundamental terms here that differ between the two companies. If you're an Aweber customer, you'll understand. This way it'll put things in context for you. What Aweber calls a list, that means a list with a bunch of people. GetResponse calls a campaign. So when I talk about a campaign in GetResponse, it's the same as a list in Aweber. What Aweber calls a broadcast message, one of the types of messages that you send out, when you want to. I just want to send this email to everybody now or at a certain time. That's a broadcast message in Aweber. GetResponse calls that a newsletter. Same facilities. You can send them out now. You can send them out to all your lists if you have, or all your quote campaigns, or you can send them out at a scheduled time. What Aweber calls an autoresponder sequence or an autoresponder, GetResponse calls an autoresponder as well. Okay, so you can create a newsletter that's a broadcast message in Aweber or in GetResponse, or you can create a autoresponder that will be a sequenced message to go out, one following another, following another, following another. Okay, so let's first of all take a look at how you import message lists or people from one facility to another. First of all, let me go over to my Aweber account. This is just one of my lists. This is so easy. Basically, I'm creating a same campaign in Aweber for every list I have same campaign in GetResponse for every list I have in Aweber. So this is one list. All you have to do to get all your email and people from it, I guess I'll block that. Well, I'm not sharing names, so it's no big deal. All you have to do is export that list as a CSV file. Save the file. Okay, save the file. Click the export button and save it as a CSV, and it'll download a CSV for you, just like that, and save it onto your computer. All right, simple as that. I now have all of my contacts. And it just, in my case, I guess it's putting it in Excel. All of my contacts, I'm gonna close that because I don't want to share the names and everything. But all my contacts will be in that file, whatever that is. Now, if you make sure you see what the name is. It's going to be a crazy numeric name. When I download them, I immediately rename the CSV file to be whatever my list was called. Okay, so that's as simple as that. I've got now all the contacts over in a CSV file, and now I go to GetResponse. Okay, in GetResponse, first of all, what you will do is create a campaign. Now, this is one of my campaigns, but you go into create campaign, make your brand new campaign. Okay, I'm not going to go into, well, I'll show you what it looks like. Create a campaign, give it a name. I would use the same name as I did over on the other one. hit the create button. You've got yourself a campaign. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. It's just, you'll follow the steps. Simple as that. So I've created the campaign. I now then want to import people. Okay. So the files, the people that I've done, I go back to my dashboard, I go to contacts and I say import contacts. And what I'm going to do, in my case, I downloaded a file, I named it. All I would do is select that file. Okay. Simple as that. Select the file. I'm not going to do it here because you can do it. You'll see it. Now, when you select the file, it'll allow you to import. They're asking you to, hit a button that says you'll verify that you have permission to email these people. Well, everybody I have in Aweber is. I've never bought a list or anything like that. So yeah, I verify I have permission. And then the next thing they'll ask you to do is check the mapping. In other words, they'll show you the fields in your CSV file, and they'll make sure you get to make sure that they're going to go to the right field in Aweber. Okay, now really the only ones that I cared about were the names, the addresses, the phone numbers. If I really didn't collect phone numbers, and things along that line. But everything mapped pretty well. I just had to select a couple, like my zip code, postal code field, my city and state, and a few things like that. But you just select them. It's so easy. You'll get through that thing in 30 seconds or a minute. Okay. Once you do that, you hit submit, and it'll upload your campaign into your list into your new campaign in GetResponse. Really, really simple. Now, one option they also will give you, you don't have to do it immediately or not. If you've already put emails in your campaign, you can tell them to start these people all on that email. Okay, like if I wrote 5 emails or 10 emails or whatever, you could say, I want everybody to start on day 0. Okay. I did that. When did I do that? I didn't do that when I first did the import. I did that later on, because you can go back to that and change that later, because I did my emails after the fact. All right. Now here's the secret that I want to tell you though, about email. So you can see bringing people over is a breeze. Okay. Bringing emails over is not. There's no kind of import. There's no direct tie-in or API or any kind of magic thing that will do it. It's grunt work. It's going to be copy and paste. Here's the secret that nobody tells you, that I'm going to tell you now, that could save you hours. I wasted 4 hours on this. I contacted GetResponse multiple times. I never got an answer. They just didn't seem to know neither. And this is the secret. So when you copy an email, let me go over to a GetResponse account, and I'm going to go to my messages. Here's a follow-up series, and here's a message. So I go in to edit that message. This is now, I'm looking at Aweber here. Sorry, let me clarify. I'm going to go into a message here in Aweber, and it's taking its time, but it'll open up, and it's bringing up this message. And all I want to do is copy and paste it over to, there we go. Copy and paste it. Control C, copy it, or whatever characters you have. Sorry, that didn't take 1 second. Let's do that again. There we go. Control C, copy. Now, what I was doing is going in here, creating a message, create new message. Say it's I'll do it as a newsletter. Create a newsletter. I'm going to use the new email creator. I give it a name, give it a subject. I'm just going to put a couple things in here to show you what I'm talking about. Now I could get my name and subject from my email, but for now, just for simplicity, do that. And I'm going to go to my next step. Now, what I've done, by the way, is I've created my own template, which is really a very plain template, but it means I don't have to format everything all the time. So I just created a template called My Temp. I go into My Templates, and here's one. This one has an image in the middle of it. Those two do. This one is just text. So that message was just text. So I'll use that template. And the template already had stuff in, but I'm going to delete that. And now I got my bare bones template. Now remember, I'd copied the stuff to my clipboard. And if I want Control V and paste, there it is. Here's the glitch. The glitch is the links aren't there from before. Okay, I want you to know that first of all. But what I also found out, and this is what took me hours, it's easy enough to put my link in the email. What ended up happening is when you have this message over here in GetResponse, there's more in that message in the background that you don't see, but that Aweber has in there. It's all kinds of special coding that you don't know about. What that does in GetResponse is it really interferes with, number one, the look and feel of the email, but worse than that, the ability for you to save links in your email. I spent 4 hours trying to figure out why, when I put a link in here, why it wouldn't save. Let's say, here's a link, and it might prove me wrong today. I'm going to take that link and put it in behind this anchor text here and go there, and it is there now. But when I was saving it, it would never save it. Never. And Aweber didn't know anything about, or GetResponse didn't know anything about it. Here's the step that I took as an intermediate step. Instead of pasting it directly into Aweber, and those of you who have tried to copy, say, a Word document or something into Aweber will understand this because it has special formatting too. Instead of copying my message there into GetResponse, what I did is I copied it from there and I put it into a new text file. So I bring up a text file here, make a new one, file, new. In my case, I'm on a Mac, so, and then I paste it here. Now it's simple. All of that coding behind Aweber's scenes is gone. So now all I have to do is copy that, move this out of the way again, and go over to GetResponse and paste it. So it's that intermediate step. It gets rid of your links, number one, but it also gets rid of any special code behind the scenes that you don't know of. So it's a free bonus for you. If you're thinking about moving, it takes a couple extra seconds to do it, but I'll tell you what, it'll save you a ton of grief. And I'm a little bit surprised the GetResponse's support people didn't know it, but now I've got my anchor text there. Now I save my message, put it in whatever list you want, things like that, and you're done. Okay, so I wanted to give you that tip. Now, I really recommend GetResponse over the other one. I used the other one for a few years, but I really do think GetResponse is a lot better, and GetResponse also has a trial, and I'll give you a link at the bottom of the video here if you want to get a trial. I think it's like $1 or maybe it's even free for the first month. So you can get into it, get playing with it, take your time moving over everything carefully, really, before you have to pay anything. So I'll drop a link for you. I wish you well. I hope the video helped and, just saved you a little bit of time. So give me a thumbs up in YouTube here, or like the video, or give me a comment if you enjoyed what I showed you today. All the best. Patrick Batty. See you again. Bye-bye.